Hey guys, I do want to say briefly, quickly, before this video begins, that none of these tattoos were designed or made or tattooed upon myself during this pandemic period. None of the lockdown rules have been breached, and most importantly, stay safe, stay clean, and keep following the rules. Just because you're bored doesn't mean that it's over. Let's get into the video. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to today's Super Shrimp's first vlogging video type style. Now, this has been a long time coming, and the reason I'm starting this now is because this is our 1 to 400 subscriber special, and I thought I'd bring something different to the channel because you've had the gaming, you're seeing what my content's going to be, but stay tuned because there is going to be more of this content coming up. Now, in terms of my ideas, I've got so many ideas that I just have to put the motions in place so I can record, I can produce the content for you guys, and most importantly, hopefully you guys can enjoy it. Now, just a couple of future ideas that will be coming up to the channel. We have Kenya vlogs. Over Christmas I will be travelling to Kenya, part of work / business / pleasure. Something exciting happening, and I know it's Christmas, but due to everything going on, we can't go sooner, so it'll be later on in the year that you'll be looking forward to that. Next year, so I'm already a year in advance with my planning, I will be moving to Manchester for teacher training. Now, during this teacher training period, I'm hopefully going to be able to vlog and record my whole experience, because I think that is something I want you guys to see, because that'll be a big part of me, and especially if we take this channel 3, 4, 5 years down the line, who knows what could happen. But one thing guaranteed is that I will be a drama teacher. Drama is my speciality, and I think obviously it'll be restricting me to record videos, so I'm going to have to record in advance. Day to day, I'll be working 9 till 5, 9 till 6, who knows, marking late up at night, etc. And there'll be another video basically on what got me into teaching, why, which will be coming later on down the line. So look forward to that. Don't forget, and I'm pretty sure as well that you saw by the intro clip, but this video is sponsored by Rogue Energy. Today's flavour is Fruit Punch, I believe, which is Rogue Hydration. Now, the Rogue have been incredible, sending me special deliveries, new flavours, previews of what's coming up. There is 2 new products coming pretty soon, so stay tuned to that, guys. Go check out the Twitter at Rogue Energy. They have an at Rogue Energy Gaming as well, and don't forget to use code SHRIMP88 at checkout for your percentage off. However, that said, all of that out of the way, I think I'm slowing down my words because I'm known to be quite a fast speaker. On to today's video. Now, I was like, what can I do for a 100 subscriber special? Next time I check, I'm almost pushing 200 subscribers. And the last week and the week before, the 10 days from, let me have a look. The 10 days from, so like the 17th, yeah, so Thursday the 7th to Sunday the 17th, YouTube blew up. Like, you guys went off on another level here. Let me state that right now. And I'm so grateful for all the support that you guys have given me. All my Twitter followers, the subs chat, a couple of channels I want to shout out is RTGL and Pacemaker, because without you two guys, none of this would be doable. So don't forget to go check out their channels. RTGL is a predominantly gaming channel. Pacemaker does all sorts, but he actually helped me set up the channel art. And RTGL, I make appearances on there as well, so don't forget to go check out that if you are interested. So, today's video, I was thinking what to do, and I sat there with an Excel spreadsheet, and I'm looking at it right now, and there's 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 video ideas that I've had. One of them was a Q&A, which will probably be posted later down the line once it's recorded. Another one was a me, myself and I video, which is 50 facts about me, for you guys to get to know me, because this is your first time actually seeing me on camera. So it's a bit weird because I don't have a PS4 like video camera to record whilst I'm playing games, hence why I stream. And I do want to start editing, but until I get a camera like so, I won't be able to do so. Now some of you guys are like, just do this. But it's a lot harder than expected. It is so much harder than expected. I gave it a bash and it just didn't quite work out. So I thought, I'll keep the two concepts separate for now and we will play off that. So what I have decided to do is do for the 100 to 400 subscriber special is a tattoo video. Now some of you may know if you watch my videos or if you know me personally, in the sense that I go to uni with you, I'm part of drama society with you, family or any close friends that I have or people that I've been in contact with work, with placements, etc. You guys will know that I have a full sleeve from wrist to shoulder, and then half a sleeve from wrist to elbow, and then a little design up here. And all of them have sentimental value towards me, or they have a meaning, and it's not just, oh, why did you get a tattoo of an elephant? Because I like elephants. No, that's not it. It was not it at all. So I've got photos which I will intercept this video with, like I'll put a video so you can see it when it was first done, so then you get more clarity as to when it happened and why, and just looks a bit more clearer with some detail in the piece of art, because tattooing is an art at the end of the day. It's a skill, it's an art, it's a profession, and I'll intercept each talk, each design with a photo of when it was first done. So without further ado, I will start in chronological order. So I'll go from the tattoo I got first, working all the way up to my last tattoo, which will not be my last. I will put that out there now. It will not be my last tattoo. So yeah, without further ado, let's begin with the first design. Now, my first design is this elephant right here. So I have an elephant, and to you guys this will be backwards, so I'm not expecting you to read it, but I've got an elephant here with 4 stars and the name Natasha underneath it. Now, people have always asked me why, who's Natasha, why an elephant? So when before I was born even, I had an older sister who sadly passed away from very young age, days, weeks old. So yeah, her name was Natasha, which goes on to one of my young sister's middle name now. And to me, I wanted that to be my first ever tattoo. Ever since my mum has brought me up loving, caring, knowing the fact that I have an older sister who is always looking down on me. I'm a religious guy, so I know that up there somewhere she'll be looking down on me, and at night I've always been brought up to believe that the brightest star in the sky at night is her. So when I look up to the sky and I see the brightest one shining, that's always the link that I make personally. Now, I know all of you will not agree with religion, and I'm not going to get onto that topic because it's just such a touchy subject to everybody, because everyone's got their own preference. But the design of an elephant is to more like what relates or correlates to the whole tattoo itself. So obviously the stars I've mentioned, the name I've mentioned, but the elephant She was in love with Winnie the Pooh. On her gravestone, she's got Winnie the Pooh characters. Now, at first, I was going to get a cartoon tattoo with colour, watercolour and design of Heffalump, which, for those of you who don't know, I will insert a clip or an image of Heffalump. Basically, it is a cartoon animation of an elephant who is in Winnie the Pooh called Heffalump. And I think from the Piglet movie, if I'm not mistaken, actually. If my knowledge serves me right, watching it back all those years. When did it come out? Let me have a look. The Piglet movie was... it was... 2003, the Piglet movie with Heffalump, I believe. At least that's where I remember it from. I know Heffalump has a movie. Why is this even in the video? I don't know, but it gives me something. The Heffalump movie is 2005. So I would have been between 5 and 7, and I'm now 21 going on 22. So, you know, it was quite a while ago actually, but that's the correlation that I make, and that's why it is so personal to me. Like I say, I will show my first design when it was first done on a photo now. Now, my second tattoo is the one just below the elephant, which is the stag, if you guys can see, with my 3 younger sister names underneath. So I've got Freya, Matilda and Tallulah. Now, I can't really go into too much detail about this without giving away personal details on their behalf, which I'm not comfortable doing considering their age. But Freya, Matilda and Tallulah are my 3 younger sisters. I adore them to pieces, and I'm pretty sure I talk to them on a weekly basis whilst being at uni, and when I'm at home I help them with all sorts of stuff. Now, this one is more of symbolic in the sense that a male stag looks after a female its whole life, whether that be his wife, his daughter. Basically it's that protected the whole protective like hierarchy of the family, I guess. Like the male was like looking after the females, making sure everyone can get through life, any challenges financially, mentally, physically. I feel like I'm always there to help when I can or when they come to me. I'm not forcing or implying that I always want to help them, because they have to learn by themselves at times, but when they come to me, I know that I'll always be there. I am that protective big brother. You should see it when the oldest and the youngest Freya, she got a boyfriend. I flipped my lid, like I went off. I asked him what his intentions were with her, and the same with the middle one, Matilda. Now she's got a boyfriend, and they talk on FaceTime practically every night, and they tell each other they love each other. What? I was not doing that at the age of 10. I can't correlate or apprehend the fact that at that age you're in love with someone, you know what I mean? But I'll always be there to help them pick up any pieces, to get them back on track, whether it's with education, because I know they struggle with work at times, and with me being a trainee teacher, I feel like I have my uses pretty much somewhere in there. But yeah, there's not a lot to say about that one, because it's more symbolic, and it's more, so a male always looks after the female, so the stag's at the top, and the daughter, I don't have a daughter, let me put that out there now, I do not have a daughter. My sisters are underneath, and so it's me looking over them, all 3. Now my third piece was quite a big session actually. This was my first ever day session, which covered from my whole forearm, from my elbow to my wrist. So I will show you guys now. So from here all the way down to here was the first day session I did. Some of you can see that it's a clock inside an eye, and it says 20 past 12. Now, hopefully you guys haven't forgotten already, but I stated that right at the start of my first tattoo, the meaning was that my sister passed away. Now, the time inside the eye is the time that my sister passed away at. Now, some people have gone, why have you chosen an eye? This eye can have multiple meanings depending on how you look at it from a personal point of view. So if I look at it, I say that that's my mum's eye looking over all of us, because it's got the time, it's got my sister, my older sister, my three younger sisters, kind of going from back to front, like it's looking over the whole of this section here. And it's more so the fact that it's all family related, this arm, and I feel like it makes more sense to have that. Now someone's like, well, I look at it as your eye, and I was like, fair enough. The artist was like, we could do a whole like spiral between like links between geometric patterns and physically connecting the family, hence why I've got the whole pattern as the backdrop. Like I don't know if you guys can see, but they're like stars with like interweaving spirals, etc. So we've got the eyebrow, the eye. Now I want to put this out there now, do tattoos hurt? Yes. From your elbow to your wrist, it is an enjoyable pain. It's manageable. I can sit there for hours, 8 hours plus, just sat there getting tattooed from my elbow down. When you start moving up and in, that's where the issue comes. But yeah, there's not really much to say about my third one either, other than the fact that it connects the whole lower arm together. Now the top stuff, which I'll show in a minute, but I'm gonna have to take my jumper off and show you guys after the photo. There's a band of leaves. I don't know if you guys can see. Yeah, so there's a band of leaves going all the way around out the elbow to kind of do a little separation in pattern, so it wasn't all just the spirals really. And you'll see where the leaves come from in a minute. So without further ado, let's move on. So my next piece is the eagle with my granddad's initials in. One of the wings, as you can see, it wrapped around my whole bicep plus upper arm, and just up here is the pattern that continues behind the design. But I don't want to get demonetized, so I'm not taking my shirt off as of yet. I will put a photo so you guys can see it more clearer. But the reason for this is kind of like a hand-me-down tattoo, and some of you guys are going to go, hang on, what's he on about a hand-me-down tattoo? It's more of the fact that, so my granddad, who I adore, he is like a third dad to me, behind my dad and my stepdad. And some of you guys, well, yeah, it's in the name, but they looked after me, both my grandparents, my nan and my granddad, looked after me when I was very, very little for quite a long time. I've grown up always being close to them, and they will do anything for me in the terms of that if I need help, they will always be there. And they have stated that anything I want, anything I need to get me out, either a situation or anything that I'm missing or anything that I require, they will always be there. And simply because of the fact that they're about half an hour, 40 minutes down the road, they can get to me if they need to. Like if I need to be picked up for whatever reason, I know I can give them a call and be like, yo, look, Nan, Grandad, can you please come and help me? I'm in this situation, I can't get out. They'll do what they can, pretty much. So yeah, my granddad has an eagle tattoo with just where my stag is, but he has it with my mum and Nan's initials in. And because my next tattoo, which is my underarm, which I'll show you in a minute, has my mum and Nan in, I wanted to do a tech, flip it, make it modern, because his is like very tribal and Indian style. And I wanted to flip it and put my own change on it and mix it in with the pattern. So that is why I chose his initials. I wanted an own tattoo dedicated to him, simply because of how close we are, and I don't know what I would do if they weren't around. Like, I can't imagine life without them. They FaceTime me pretty much every day. I always make sure I talk to them, make time for them. Realised I can just put the watch back on now. And yeah, so he got his own tattoo because the meaning on its own is just so sentimental. It's insane. And anybody goes, do you regret getting it at such a young age? No, I really don't. And they are expensive, yes, but I'm here, I'm making money, I'm living life, I'm being happy, I'm doing what I love, I'm teaching, I'm in shows, I'm doing drama, I'm gaming. Like, I don't know what more I could possibly want from this right now. So I feel like I've struggled at times, but I've settled into the life of being tattooed or being actually, I'm going to explain that a bit more, actually, the life of being tattooed. Places of work will hire if you have tattoos, because nowadays it is more common to have a tattoo than to not. They cannot hire you based off the fact that you have a tattoo. And I'll put that out there now. And there will be workplaces that go, no, we won't hire you if you've got tattoos, you look aggressive. I don't think any places have that moral anymore. And if they do, then they're wrong, and that's on their behalf. I want to put that out there now. You want a tattoo, you get one. It's not stopped me from teaching. As long as it is not offensive material. So, let me try and think. So, as long as it's not anything racist, anything offensive in terms of like prejudice or homophobic or whatever, you should be fine. You should be in the clear to go into any place of work and go, I want a job here. It's as easy as that. I can't stress enough of how frustrating it is to get turned down from something because you have tattoos. And it's happened to me a couple of times, but more so with acting work than physical work. But yeah, I just want to put that out there now to make you guys feel better. If you have tattoos and you go, I'm struggling to find work, there is always work out there, whether it's waitering, whether it's promoting, creating, designing, whatever it may be. There is always work out there. And there will always continue to be work out there, because places are, like right now, in the hard trying times, I'm not going to go to Tesco and they're not going to offer me a job because I have tattoos. It is ridiculous, and I'm glad that it's been sorted very quickly. So I will cue the photo now of the eagle. Which leads me on to the inside of my arm. Now this will be upside down for you guys because obviously the angles and I can't flip things. So basically from my armpit down to my elbow here, I don't know if you can see, but because it's upside down, it is a tree. Now either side of this tree I have my mum's name and my nan's name. A family tree, basically that's what it is, but in terms of it's not a physical like mum, son, granddaughter, like, you know, it's not a physical hierarchy of a family tree. It is a physical tree with 2 generations of parents either side with names stemming from the roots and growing up, and which basically completes it in reverse order. So it goes up, it grows, offspring, whatever, children, goes down, and you've got all the children at the bottom. Now, I would never get a tattoo of my own name because there's just no point, but I do have my own tattoo, so I will come on to that in a little while. But yeah, that's pretty much completing the whole arm. So when I mean value, I mean the fact that all of it, from inside out, left to right, up and down, back to front, whatever it may be, it all does have meaning of family and sentimental. And yeah, I hope you guys have enjoyed the first sleeve. Cue the photo of the tree now. Now we are moving on to my left arm after covering the right. So in terms of my left arm, I only have the 2 pieces, 3 images, 2 pieces, etc. Which started, I started with the top of my arm, and then I'm working my way down. So we're going to start off with this little guy up here. Now, I don't have a photo of him as the artist did not send me one, but I don't know if you guys can see. It is a lizard who is shedding his skin pretty much. It's geometric style, of course. You guys know I love geometric designs. I have obviously the whole pattern on this arm. Now, the reason for the lizard shedding his skin relates to the fact that I said that I've got my own tattoo personally. To me, it's my own meaning, it's my own story for me. Like, there was a time, which I won't go into too much detail about due to personal reasons, but there was a time and a place where I wasn't the greatest version of myself that I could be. I kind of went down a bit of a spiral, slippery slope, to the point where like I basically combusted, exploded, and pushed everyone away from me. But the reason why he is shedding his skin is because it resembles a new start, a new life, a new chapter, a new path, whatever you want to refer it as. That's what it is. Now some people have gone, oh, why a lizard? The reason for a lizard is because it's my favourite animal. And now I know at the start of the video I was like, oh, why'd you get a dog? Oh no, I like dogs. This is a little different to me. Just with the symbolism of shedding skin, or a lizard's process of shedding its skin, it's time for a new version of itself. So yeah, that one's kind of a short and sweet one, and maybe later on down the line I'll get into everything personal about it all. Maybe if it's asked in the Q&A, maybe if it is mentioned in another video, whether it's gaming or whatever it may be, the vlogging the whole next year. There's going to be a lot coming out in the wash, so to speak, metaphorically. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now I'm going to do this all on at once, just because there's not as much here as there is on here. So I'm going to basically just try to bash through this all at once. I'm going to just go on to the lower forearm and inside of the forearm now, because both of these were done at the same time. It's another day session. Which again, as I've stated before, from elbow down to wrist, it's an enjoyable session. I can sit there, we got it all done, it is fine. Now, both these pieces don't really have as much sentiment in. They still do have meaning, but it is not as personal or as family related. So starting off, probably best in chronological of meaning wise, we're going to start off with the ship. I do have photos of these, so these will be put in, but starting off with the ship. Now it is hard for me to rotate my arm all the way around, but as you can see, we've got the ship with the university logo in, the University of Lincoln logo, which is where I've studied my undergrad. Now the ship actually comes from Drama Society, where I was producer for a show called The Tempest, Shakespeare. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the story or familiar with what it is about, but basically there's a shipwreck that gets landed on this island. And on this island we have the love interest, we have the villain, we have the hero, we have all sorts. Now I won't go into too much detail about Shakespeare because a lot of people either like to watch it and find out for themselves, so I won't give away any spoilers. But yeah, so that is why I have the ship. Keeping with Drama Society, next moves me on to the inside of my arm here. I do have a photo of this after fresh done, but this is a musketeer. I was director for Drama Society's Three Musketeers this year, and that's kind of just like a little sign off because this is my last year here. I won't be studying here anymore. I'm moving on to Manchester next year. I won't be part of Drama Society, so that's a nice little remembrance for something that I did for the society, which we smashed out the park. I don't think any show did what we did in terms of selling out and still going. Like, tickets were still being bought even though we'd sold out, and that was a mistake on our behalf. But no other show we haven't had to turn away people, and it was incredible. Everyone who was part of the process, I thank you. If you're watching this, I thank everybody from backstage to cast to my other directing partner, who is also called Ethan, and Aidan, who was the producer for the show. So yeah, in terms of all the tattoos I have now, that is it. I do have 2 more ideas and 2 more designs and concepts on its way, but however, due to something that now should not be mentioned due to demonetization, I think, you can't mention the C word, but due to the pandemic and the lockdown that we are in, I've had to push them back for a few months. So it will be looking like probably October for my next piece, which is a big thigh piece going from, I'll be able to show you guys actually, going from here all the way down to my knee, so quite a long piece, and it's going to be a Greek Minotaur, and I'll explain that and show that later on when it's been done. I might try and do a time lapse of, if the artists will allow me. The next piece I have is this July. I was meant to be going to Vegas, and I was going to do a Vegas vlogs. Sounds cheap, but that was what my next plan was. So I was going to go to Vegas, going to vlog it, but obviously again due to current circumstances we couldn't. Now there's a bit of confusion because, just bear with me, just plugging in the charger. Now we haven't had it cancelled yet. The flight hasn't been cancelled, the hotel hasn't cancelled it, and so we're kind of like, why? Like, this isn't easing up anytime soon. Like, why is it not been cancelled? We don't know. We're holding out. We're gonna try and hopefully just see what happens. But in terms of the tattoo design, I'm going to have a piece for Vegas, so casino chips, playing cards, roulette wheel, money, dollar sign, things like that. That's going to basically fill from here, from my elbow up to the lizard, so kind of like wrap around here. And we're going to have a background pattern of filigree, I believe. Now, for those of you that don't know what filigree is, it's just like a floral design, sort of, with like swirls and antique, chic-esque look about it. If you don't know what it is, go Google it. Google images, it will just come up with it. But yeah. But yeah, I guess all that's left to do is for me to sign off. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's something different. I want to say thank you for the massive support again that you guys have shown me. It has been insane, and I hope we can keep going. We've got to push for 500 subs. I will put my social media and all the other channels that I've mentioned, the link in the description. I will leave my tattoo artist's Instagram as well, but I'm not going to mention names because I don't have his permission to. But I will put his Instagram in the description, so don't forget to go check him out. In terms of next video, I have a Q&A poll and Twitter and Instagram question out now. So by the time you have seen this, hopefully the questions should be posted to me, and I should be midway through recording the answers for them. But if you do want to get involved with the questions, then just leave it down in the comments and I'll refer to them in extra videos. But yeah, I can roll the sleeve down now. Once again, shout out to Rogue Energy. Don't forget to use code SHRIMP88 at checkout. But yeah, I hope you all guys are having a fantastic quarantine holiday. But without further ado, I think I can sign off. So, ciao.